Mr. Mystery.
In this list, we are presenting top 10 most amazing places that you must add to your bucket list. Zakynthos. Zakynthos is one of the most well-known Greek islands with thousands of tourists visiting this island every year. Zakynthos is a separate regional unit of the Ionian Islands region and its only municipality. Its coastline is roughly 123 kilometers in length. In Greek mythology, the island was said to be named after Zakynthos, the son of the legendary Arcadian chief Dardanus. Zakynthos is a tourist destination with an international airport served by charter flights from northern Europe. This island's nickname is the Flower of the Levant. Zakynthos was hit by a 7.3 magnitude earthquake in 1953, which destroyed most of the buildings on the island. Subsequently, all buildings have been fortified to protect against further tremors. Martonisi is situated in Laganas Bay and provides one of the nesting homes for the loghead turtle, Caretta caretta. Its turtle-shaped formation has evoked a number of myths over by years, one of which is that it was carved by the ancients in honor of the visiting creature. Restrictions for visiting the islet are imposed by the National Marine Park in order to protect the nesting grounds in the area. The islet is surrounded by crystal clear deep waters and rich vegetation. You can catch a boat from either Kerry or Laganas. This little paradise is ideal for boat trips, island tours, nature exploration and photography. Strict visiting and morning regulations are applied. Trecime di Laveredo. Three peaks of Laveredo, also called the Dragimusic, are three distinctive battlement-like peaks in the Sexton Dolomites of northeastern Italy. They are probably one of the best-known mountain groups in the Alps. The three peaks from east to west are Cima Piccola, Cima Grande and Cima Ovest. The peaks are composed of well-layered dolomites of the Dolomia Principal. Until 1919, the peaks formed part of the border between Italy and Austria. Now they lie on the border between the Italian province of South Tyrol and Belluna, and still are a part of the linguistic boundary between German-speaking and Italian-speaking majorities. The Cima Grande has an elevation of 2,999 meters. The islands between the Cima Piccola at 2,857 meters and the Cima Ovest at 2,973 meters. Cala Verchez. South of Porto Cristo, between Estany d'en Mas and Cales de Mallorca, lies the small bay of Cala Verchez. Due to its remote location on a stretch of a coast that is hard to access, the charming rocky bay with its fine sandy beach is something of an insider secret. Apart from during the peak season, tourists rarely visit the picturesque bay and its turquoise waters. Cala Verchez has two rocky headlands on either side, where pine trees and the Mediterranean vegetation grow. Cala Verchez is located about 2 kilometers south of the tourist village of Estany. The main beach of Cala Verchez is about 90 meters long. The sea has created erosion in many places, leaving a selection of caves and grottos in the rock. Sacalobra. The Sacalobra climb, the ascent from the village of Sacalobra to Col dels Reis, is one of the main reasons why cyclists come to Mallorca. With about 7% average gradient and less than 10 kilometers of climbing, Sacalobra is not as challenging as the giants of the Alps and the Pyrenees. But it is an extraordinary climb indeed, and certainly the most famous one in Mallorca. Its emblematic 26 hairpin bends, breathtaking views and spine-tingling descent have captured the hearts of many cyclists. Unless you get a seasonal boat from Port Soler to Port de Sacalobra, the only way to reach the climb is to some decent climbing beforehand. Depending on the route you choose, you will have to go up Puig Major, Col de Sabatala or Col de Femenia, and then from M810 get the junction to Sacalobra. Northern Norway is a geographical region of Norway consisting of two northernmost counties, Nordland and Troms og Finnmark, in total about 35% of the Norwegian mainland. Further north, halfway to the North Pole, is the Arctic archipelago of Svalbard, traditionally not regarded as part of northern Norway. The region is multicultural, hosting not just Norwegians, but also the indigenous Sami people, Norwegian Finns, and Russian populations. The Norwegian language dominates in most of the area. Sami speakers are mainly found inland and in some of the fjord areas in Northland, Troms, and particularly Finnmark, though ethnic Sami who do not speak the language are found more or less everywhere in the region. Finnish is spoken in only a few communities in the east of Finnmark. Henningsvær is a fishing village in Vagan municipality in Nordland County, Norway. It is located on several small islands of the southern coast of the larger island of Astvagoya in the Lofoten archipelago. The village is located about 20 kilometers southwest of the town of Solvavea. Henningsvær is connected to the rest of Vagan via the Henningsvær bridges. The village is mostly located on the islands of Heimoya and Hellandsoya. The 0.3 square kilometer village has a population of 510, which gives the village a population density of 1,700 inhabitants per square kilometer. Due to its traditional fishing village architecture, Henningsvær draws many tourists. Climbing and diving snorkeling are also popular tourist activities. Kvalvika. Up until late 1930, a few people actually used to live in this bay, and you can see traces of where their buildings used to be. You will also find a small cabin that was built out of a driftwood by two young Norwegian men who lived here for 9 months a few years back, following their dream of living in nature. This cabin is open for everyone and still holds a lot of the items these men used when they lived here. The beach even has its own little playground. There are several trails that lead to Kvalvika. The hike takes 1 hour each way, and the highest point on the hike is 170 meters. The first half of the hike is the easiest, and once you start the descent towards the beach, the terrain gets steeper. The isolation from the rest of the islands is one of the things that makes the beach so special. Senja is an island in Troms og Finnmark County, Norway. At 1,586.3 square kilometer, it is the second largest island in Norway. It has a wild, mountainous outer side facing the Atlantic and a mild and lush inner side. The island located in Senja municipality, a municipality that was established on 1st of January 2020, the island of Senja had 7,864 inhabitants as of January the 1st, 2017. Most of the residents live along the eastern coast of the island, with Silsand being the largest urban area on the island. The fishing village of Gillefjord on the west coast has a summer-only ferry connection to the nearby island of Andøya. It is worth of visiting. Glenfinnian Viaduct. The Glenfinnian Viaduct is a railway viaduct on the West Highland Line in Glenfinnian, in Inverness Shire, Scotland, located at the top of Loch Shelf in the West Highlands of Scotland. The viaduct overlooks the Glenfinnian Monument and the waters of Loch Shiel. The viaduct is built from mass concrete and has 21 semicircular spans of 15 feet. It is the longest concrete railway bridge in Scotland at 416 yards and crosses the River Finnan at a height of 100 feet. The West Highland Line is carried a single track and the viaduct is 18 feet wide between the parapets. So that was our list. See you next time!